This the thumbs up, man. Sorry, man. The thumbs up fucked me, like, right. Oh, God, right. This week's episode, with my good friend Mairi Morton, London legend. She's DJ, interior designer, and next door neighbour to the world's most famous House of Dicks. There we go.
Okay, I'll start interviewing you.
That'll be the whole basis for the podcast. Then you interviewing me. That'll be the real thing. The story behind Sean, the truth.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start. How did we meet?
How do we meet?
Yeah, because it's actually quite a good story. If you remember it.
Well, I don't remember the specific story. All right, let's go. Welcome to the show, Mairi.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so my version of how we met
Go on.
is we were work neighbours. So I was working in Home España.
Correct.
And you were working in Pat. So we were next door neighbours. And I would always go out for a cigarette, and then we started talking. And then there was one day when I was going to go and look at the land before we bought it, and I saw you outside, and I was like, Sean, do you want to go camping?
Surely we had lots of interactions before then. I mean, you didn't spontaneously ask a stranger on the street, like, do you want to go fucking camping?
But maybe we like knew each other, but like, you know, maybe I'll go and have a couple of drinks after work or something. But like when we became friends, I would say is, I said to you, do you want to come camping? And you were like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, you need to be ready in half an hour. And you were ready in half an hour.
It doesn't take me long to get ready, girl.
Yeah. And so we were ready in half an hour, and we drove down and we went camping, but there wasn't enough tents. So you had to sleep in a hammock outside.
Well, like, to be fair, I didn't mind sleeping in the hammock, but like, you were like, oh, we have to bring the dog inside in case the dog gets eaten by wild boars. And I'm like, all right, but you're going to leave me sleep outside with the wild boars? Or was it wild boars you were afraid of?
Yeah, we were worried that the dog was going to get attacked. So we brought the dog into the tent.
A great start to our friendship. Huh?
So the dog came in the tent with us, and you slept outside. And did you see a wild boar?
Well, I'm not sure if a wild boar seen me, but I was asleep. So
you were fine.
I was, but like, I love, that's the level of relationship we had at the time, that you were happy enough to sacrifice me to the wild animals, but not your dog.
No, it's I had confidence that you are a strong man who could fight off a wild boar. And actually,
well, thank you.
Still until this day, I have never seen a wild boar there. So now I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah, but no, we didn't camp on the land though. We camped way before it. Remember, we camped in the place, the water. Man, but that's so interesting.
Don't know boundaries.
You've never seen a wild boar. How do you know their boundaries?
Because they're boundaryless, and that's why I've never seen them, because they're always like they just go over it. But I have seen.
Oh, sorry. When you said boundaries there, man, I thought you were kind of like a high octane woman, and we're like, just get out of my face.
So the sort of like, these are my boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know.
That's a random thing to say about wild boars.
Yeah.
Like David Attenborough, like.
No, but I've seen lots of signs, but no actual.
But on the land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But do you remember the place though that we actually camped that time, and the river was full?
Yeah.
And then when we went back, whenever it was last year, the river was gone, and then you could just see a bridge under where the river was. Remember that?
That was crazy, because in Valencia, one of the things that's weird is they have loads of like places that they flooded or new, like there's that Segorbe, and then there's like two of them, I don't know, but they moved it. But there was a village which they flooded, which is now under that body of water.
Yeah.
And before the Dana, it was quite worrying because it was completely dry, like, you know, and I'm talking about, you know, huge reservoir with absolutely huge amount of water. And then the ground was all cracked, like, you know, when you see like David Attenborough Africa things, and you know it's a drought.
Yeah.
And it was like that. You could stick your hand in the crack in the ground, like, you know, up to here. Right. And then the Dana came, and it was just completely all back to normal. But I did speak to a lady, because you know there's a restaurant there.
What do you mean by normal in that context? What was like? Isn't they just had a normal amount of water?
No, that she said that like regardless of the Dana, that every like 5 to 7 years, the water completely goes, and then it has a big rain and it fills up.
Okay. Yeah, but it's mad. There must have been like a village or something there hundreds of years ago to say that they had like a whole kind of infrastructure of roads or whatever underneath.
But there was houses. Do you not remember?
I don't. I can remember seeing bridges, but I'm not sure about houses.
Yeah, there was houses and stuff that like when you look at it, it's like a full village that's been
Village, yeah,
flooded.
yeah.
Or
That
something.
is mad. All right, yeah. The cycles and stuff. Well, so the land, the project. What
Okay.
you call it?
Yeah, so I guess that started that we were
How does one a group of friends from London go, we're going to buy a fucking mountain in the back arse of Spain?
So it sort of started that we were a group who always went to festivals together. And so we loved going to festivals and camping. And then that in turn meant that we were like camping in other places, and we just really liked the idea of a festival not ending. And so the idea is that when we have this space where we can create a community which is people who enjoys nature, who learns from being more back to nature, back to basics, and has a nice community feel. So it's kind of actually just a bit caveman. We want to live like cavemen. But the idea is to have sort of a glamping there where people can disconnect from modern day life. And the main thing for me, which got me involved, is when I went there, it's so remote. Like you really start to notice the stars, the sun coming up. You have to, you cook all your meals on open fire. And it's just a really amazing experience. I don't think many people have, and I think that
Stars are unbelievable up there.
yeah, and I think that
it's
people benefit a
class.
lot from these type of experiences. So at the moment where we're at with it is we have applied for some grants from the EU, and I'm actually expecting them to be the first week of May.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. So when we get news from that, we can start. And what we want to have is a glamping sort of space.
How
And
many
then
how many acres is there?
155.
It's a lot of fucking acres, like, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
But like, where does one go to? Well, like, all right, you came up with the idea, and you're like, all right, let's. How does one find 155 acres or the side of a mountain, or like?
So my friends actually, they were pretty active in the search, but because I was living in Valencia, they were sort of looking all over Spain, and then just by luck, it happened that they chose somewhere which was in La Comunidad Valenciana. And so that was great for me because obviously I love Valencia, I live here, and so I can commute to go to the project. And they had some requirements, and one of them was that it needed to have a water source there.
What needed to have that
The
requirement?
land needed to have a water source.
Okay.
And they found this one, and because I was living in Valencia, they were going, my friends who were more active in the search, so the camper van, they were going to look at it.
Yeah.
And then they were staying at my house in Valencia. And it's quite funny actually, because they had one of the days they came to look at it. My friend Ben, he came on his own, and we went to go and look at it. And then we also tried to scope out some other like-minded projects in the area. But we just turned up randomly we'd seen that there was a project in the area, and we just turned up. And these are houses in the middle of nowhere. And there was a group of hippies there. Me and my friend Ben turns up, and we're like, "Hello, what are you doing?" And they were obviously quite surprised to hear us and then to see us. And then they were also going away for the weekend, and then told us that they were going away, and suddenly became very sheepish, like, "Oh shit, we just told these people that the house is empty." But obviously that wasn't what we came for.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started scoping out other things of interest in the area. And yeah, we've made friends with people up there, and so far so good.
I've thought about going up there myself sometime, man. Like just with the boys.
I'll do mates rates.
Obviously with your permission, yeah, of course. But like, it would be because obviously we were hiking there one of the times when we went down, whatever. We're like, I couldn't go hiking there on my own. Like you could get lost there and you wouldn't be found for a long time. Like if you phone went dead or something, it's fucking remote as fuck. Like
Yeah, that is it is really remote. And actually, when I first went there, that was something that put me off. But then when I stayed there for an amount of time, that was what I realized was the attraction to it, is that like you are just really far from anywhere.
yeah,
But having said that, I did camp there, just me and one of my friends in the summer. And we had a really good day walking around everything, and then suddenly when it got to the night, we were both like, we're two girls from London, and we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and I did feel a bit overwhelmed with the vastness. But yeah, I think it's cool to learn these sort of bushcraft skills.
So have you got any? That was going to be my next question, actually. Do you know any survival skills? Have you ever started a fire with stones or fucking skinned an animal or anything cool or Bear Grylls-y like that?
I'm quite good with plants. So I would say, look, on the foraging side, I'm quite good. Like, and actually, I've become to know the space quite well enough that I have this bit which I call. Well, I've got names for all the places. I call it Rosemary Road, and it's absolutely insane because you have to. Well, I usually drive it because otherwise it's quite a long walk. But you suddenly get to this point in the land, and then all of the mountainside is rosemary, but it doesn't grow anywhere else until you get to this point, and then it's completely abundant.
Why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is?
Yeah, but as in, why is it on? Why does, as you said, you're good at plants? I'm putting you on the spot. Why does it only grow on that patch and not be before it or after
Okay,
it?
so this patch, you have to walk down the hill, so you're at the lowest point in the valley, and then it starts going up again.
Okay.
So it must be something, in my humble opinion. I bet your fans are going to start commenting.
All for them.
Yeah, so this is just my feeling. It's nothing more than that.
Yeah.
It's a lower altitude, and then it also it's on a sunny side.
Yeah.
So I think it's to do with the altitude and the orientation.
Fair enough. So,
And it could also to be with the soil quality.
very possible. Very possible. What would be like the dream? Like if fucking everything goes there. Let's just say you won the lotto. You had all the resources that you wanted. What would be the dream scenario with the land in 10 years' time?
That I would have a really big tree house, and
Nice.
that we would have like a rustic spa set up. So like a hot tub, a sauna, forest fires permitting, like within the regulations.
Yeah.
And that we would have a space for people to come. Like I said, these sort of like glamping. It could be really nice yurts for people to come and just really reconnect with
What's
nature.
a yurt?
A yurt is kind of like
Spell it. Sorry, man. Spell it. Y-U-R.
YURT.
Yurt.
Yeah.
Yurt in Ireland is just an expression like yurt, like as in, I don't know how you describe it, but
Well,
it's like.
you're a long way from Ireland now.
Fair. But anyway, what's a yurt in a glamping sense?
So I think it originates from Mongolia and these kind of nomadic tribes. So it's kind of like a teepee, but rather than it being like just a triangle, it's like a circular triangle. Just a circular triangle. Does that make sense?
Not at all.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a big circle, and then the roof is in a point.
Oh, like one of those like Indian huts kind of thing. So like, what? Teepee. Is that what it's?
Yeah, no, but a teepee is like just with like is more triangular. I'm talking back at like a really sort of round one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and you can basically fit like a nice.
Did you do fires inside those things by any chance?
You can have fires inside of those things, yeah.
I feel like I
Wood
know.
burner.
Yeah. I feel like.
But yeah, that would be the ideal, is to have those or some. It's part of semi-permanent structure. Big up ayuntamiento.
Have you? Do you remember one of the times? I think it might have been Ben, one of the guys.
Yeah.
He was saying he wanted to do a zip line from the top of the mountain down to the
Oh
bottom.
gosh.
Or is that?
You didn't. I didn't tell you what happened to me the other day. So I went to a festival and I was there minding my own business. I was having dance, all fine. And then someone was like, "There's a zip line," and I was like, "Okay, let's go on the zip line." And I got stuck in the middle.
Oh. Right. How did you do that? Like, is it how high up were you from the ground when you
Really
got stuck?
fucking high, really, really high. So it was actually. I wasn't scared, but I was also quite embarrassed because I was with my boyfriend and my boyfriend's friends. And
We're all like, whoa!
yeah, they were like, "Oh, look at this Geary stuck on the zip line." And I don't know if you,
Classic Geary story.
yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you have seen, there's a picture of Boris Johnson when he gets stuck in the middle of a zip line.
I haven't, but I'll be sure to look it up.
Okay, well, it was basically like that.
Or it's going to be here right now because Rona likes to like edit these things into the
Yeah,
videos.
okay.
And
Well,
stuff,
it's a funny, and this is exactly what I felt like. And then they were like, "You need to pull yourself to the other side." But I mean,
What?
these are my arms. There's not. I'm not very strong.
You've been working out lately. You're doing all right.
I've not been working out lately.
Running,
Obviously.
running.
Well, no, I did couch to 5K, and now my dad said to me, "Are you doing 5K to couch?" Which is a very accurate description of what happened.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, we digress. So I had to pull myself in, but there was a brake on, and I thought I was never going to make it. But anyway, I did survive. And the other point of this story is at that same moment, my sister was in labour giving birth to my niece. So if anyone wants to say to my niece, "What was your Auntie Mairi doing while you were born?" is I was stuck in the middle of a zip line.
Pulling
panicking.
yourself to death.
Yeah.
How long did you have to pull yourself to safety?
Probably about 4 hours.
What?
Yeah, no, about like 3 minutes. Maybe even less.
I was think. I don't know. You think the people operating the string line would have gotten involved after the 2 hours? Like,
And then my boyfriend didn't do it afterwards. He was like, "Fuck that."
yeah. Which I don't blame her boyfriend. To be fair, that sounds like a wise move.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, so now I'm not into zip lines.
Okay, that's crossed off the list. So for the Tahona.
Well, I don't know because there was 8 people involved, and so if the other 7 people really want a zip line, and also maybe if it had a bit more of gravity involved, I'd be more interested because this one it was like quite straight, and then instead of like jumping and going whoa, I just like sat down and then just like went to the middle.
So that you're the fault. So for you have to run at a zip line like.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly. I didn't do that.
Gravity's not going to take you all the way like.
Yeah,
But I feel like
maybe I'll give it another go.
you should.
But also because we were on a mountain, this was over
Yeah.
over a river, and so it was straight. But if you're talking about one that just goes like down, then I think I'm cool with zip lines on an incline.
Sorry, stupid question. What's an incline?
An incline is a slope.
Oh yeah. I thought that, but to be sure. What was this festival?
So big up Fabian.
Trinity Roots.
Yeah, so it was.
Oh no, it's not Roots. It's Trinity. What is it?
Yeah, Trinity Roots.
It's Roots. Sorry.
Yeah, so it was called DAF, and it was really cool. So it was a reggae and dub festival, and they had it in this place. I don't know if you do this in Ireland, but in England, when you're at school, they always make you go on these like activity holidays. We went to one in Wales.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, and you do activities like zip lining.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. So they did the festival there. So we didn't stay there, but they had like like I guess like dorms, whatever, and they had some goats, and then we just put up a fucking massive sound system and played some reggae and drum and bass and some really good jungle actually to the goats. And they loved it.
I was just about to ask. Do you reckon the goats enjoyed reggae and dub?
I think they like the jungle the most. Because they did play this song, I remember, and it was something like "Big Up the Animals."
Big up to the
But yeah,
goats.
it was fun. It was really good.
Cool. What's going to be my next question? What are we talking about? The land. Oh yeah, projects. So Studio Casa.
Yeah.
How long have you been in how long has that project been going on?
So Studio Casa is actually about to have its first birthday on the 23rd of May. I remember that date because this was my dad's birthday. And so this came about is I was working as an estate agent in Valencia for a while, and I also had an art studio where I was painting, and I was lucky enough from working as an estate agent to buy a flat. And when I bought the flat and I started decorating it, I was like, oh my God, like interior design seems to be a really good mix of things that I've been doing like professionally, and I did enjoy, but also creative as well. So when it was FIAS, I was doing an exercise class with this girl called Mira, and she did an exercise class on the beach, and it was FIAS, and so I went to her class and no one else went. But that was really lucky because it meant that we got talking, and she said, what do you do? And I said, oh, well, I'm really interested in starting this business. This is my idea. And Mira was like, oh my God, no way, me too. So maybe we should go for a coffee. And we went for a coffee, and by the end of the coffee, we had Studio Casa, and we from that built our business.
So what is Studio Casa for anyone listening and they're wondering what the fuck it is?
Studio Casa is your one-stop shop for property. So we do everything. So we work as property agents, so we can find a property for you. We can help you buy a house. We work with mortgage brokers, lawyers who we can recommend. Obviously, these people are independent. So we can find you an apartment. And then we do the refurbishment. So I trained at the British Academy of Interior Design, sorry. And I work for an award-winning studio in London. And so I've just brought all my skills back to Spain. So we take basically all the hassle out of doing a refurb. So we can do any part of it. We can just do a refurb for you. We're like girl builders. We work with a really amazing team here in Valencia.
Did you say girl builders?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really get my hands dirty like that much.
We're not mixing cement like on a Monday morning.
I have been known to do that, but I'm not doing that at the moment. No.
Fair enough. You're outsourcing that part of it, as Kieran says.
Building is hard.
It is.
Building, anyone who works on the site, like shout out to the labourers.
Big time. I'm the most useless technical person in like carpentry. Anything to do with anything like that, I would kill myself, or everything would fall to asunder. So.
Okay, well, if you need, I know your aunt is a very good designer, as we can see. But yeah, if your aunt ever gets tired, then
we'll definitely do something in the future for sure. Right?
But yeah, your aunt has done a great job. She's
done a right job. And Mira,
yeah,
you were telling me about her before. Is she? She's a jack of all trades or something. Or did you say she was an actress before or something?
So when I first met Mira, and we were having a chat, and she was like, yeah, so I'm like an actress, personal trainer, interior designer. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. But I kind of thought like, okay, maybe you do.
Yeah, probably you're full of shit.
Anyway, so then she added me on Instagram, and all her pictures were of her like doing these insane acting jobs, or pictures of her at like Tottenham Court Road tube station doing an advert for like Vodafone. So you know she really actually did have the acting stuff like super down. She's done some really cool stuff, and actually she is going to be in a feature film. So the premiere is going to be in LA, and it's about Dutch people in the Second World War. So she's just also been doing that as well as our job.
What's the difference between a film and a feature film?
A film and a feature film. Well, we should ask Mira.
We should.
I think
get her on the show.
I think a feature film is when it's like
is it a
long film.
Oh, it's long.
Like, cinema film.
Yeah.
But we'll check with her. So I'm not an actress.
That's fair enough.
She is.
Things
anyway,
that make you go,
yeah, so she actually is a very accomplished actress in her own right. And then the other funny story that Mira has is she also works for high well, for celebrities doing things, and she was a nanny for Thierry Henry. And but she didn't know who Thierry Henry was. So she was working with him and they were in the garden and he's got kids. So they was all like playing football. And Mira was like trying to tackle, but like really going in for it to Thierry Henry. And she said to him, you're quite good at football, aren't you? Yeah.
So man, how does one go from being an actress to being a babysitter to Thierry Henry or Thierry Henry's children, not Thierry Henry? Like, how does she like? Because your friend Jazz is also a celebrity fucking babysitter as well.
No, nanny.
A nanny. Sorry, yeah. It's technical on the words here, like, but
yeah.
Like, what's it? Wasn't she? Didn't Jazz get interviewed for the Beckham's children?
Yeah, the Beckhams and also Elton John.
The footballing elite and Elton John. Sorry, Elton John is not a footballing elite, but I know. Does he have kids? Is he not gay, Elton John?
Yeah, he has 2 adopted kids.
Oh, very good. Where are they from?
The kids?
Yeah. Sorry, man.
A woman at some point.
No, just in my head, man. When I asked that question, I was like, Angelina Jolie, African kids adoption. So
went
down the rabbit hole there.
Me and Elton John, we're not on talking terms.
Fair enough.
So I don't know.
That's very fucking reasonable, to be fair. We all don't do research into Elton John and his baby habits and whatnot. Adopting habits, I suppose, would have been. Baby habits sounds very nice. Yeah, let's move away from that particular topic. So where do you see Studio Casa going in now? What's the dream? Are you going taking over the market? Are you going to be Alan Sugar for Valencia? What's the story?
Well, so what I think about Studio Casa is I don't want to give away all my tips, but what I think is that, like, so the biggest salesperson in the world at the moment, who is it?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, what's his company?
Amazon.
And do they sell you anything?
No.
No. But what do they do?
Provide a sales service.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what they do is they provide a service which just really makes things easy. You know, like, it's really, you want to buy something, you in your house, you look at it and it comes the next day. So what my idea is that we're providing a really good service which takes out the hassle. And actually, after a year of how we are working, I'm really happy with our work. Like, when sometimes I see the decks that we present to our clients, or the drawings that we've done, or the designs that we've presented, or the lengths that we go to source the right things or to show the right properties, I honestly think, well, I know that what we're doing is really good. And I think that if anyone wants to work with us, that they know that they will have a good service and they'll get a good result at the end. So I see that we are, I mean, in our first year, we've done 5 projects, which is great. And I think that this is something that, you know, people value. And I see that, you know, the best thing is, like, you know, is word of mouth, or it's referrals, or you can check out our Instagram as well and you can see the work we're doing. So in the next year, I would hope to have more people working for us so that we can provide this service to more people.
Do you think Brexit affected your potential market pool? Or like, who are you working?
Well, Brexit has affected me in the vinyl front, because at the moment I want a really nice vinyl floor, but vinyl has had a bit of a resurgence in popularity. You know, I'm not talking about the crappy vinyl that maybe like your gran had in your kitchen or whatever.
My grandmother ordered this.
Huh? Yeah, no, like, big up your grandma. But there's a couple of things that, like, I would like that they only for some of my projects, which is more readily available in England, but not so available in Spain. And then obviously, like, shipping, import, and that sort of thing is an issue. But actually, I wouldn't say that Brexit has particularly affected me too much.
Who's your clientele? Your clientele British or your clientele
Yeah,
anyway?
so I've got at the moment I've got British clients, but they were living in Valencia before Brexit, and so they're already very like
Yeah.
not acclimatized. How do
That's
you
the
say
word I was thinking of too. I was trying to
assimilated?
assimilate it. Yeah. They're
They're Spanglish already anyway.
Spanglish. Yeah.
Then I've had a client from Canada who is absolutely fabulous. And then we also have clients from Poland at the moment. And we have a client from Ireland.
Oh.
And then my other client is in London. So they're...
And like, so obviously it's Studio Castle, so that's a Spanish name. Are you just looking to kind of work in the Valenciano Comunidad, or?
Yeah, I am, because as much as I do enjoy having a job in London, I think what is important for this sort of job is to be hands-on. So, not ordering stuff just off the internet. I think it's important that you need to go, you need to touch it, you need to feel it, you need to actually, like if you're getting a sofa, you need to sit on it.
Yeah.
You need to have a look at the fabric in real life. And also I have a great team of builders. I really trust them, that they're doing a great job, but it's also really important just to keep checking in to make sure that things are on track. And this is not any, you're working as a team, and obviously you work best as a team if you and a bar, like, you need to keep the team together,
Of course, yeah.
and I think that you're only as strong as your team is.
Fair point. I remember you telling me before about some of the jobs that you've done down through the years. Like, you're obviously a very hardworking person, like, but like, so remind me of some of the more interesting jobs that you've done when you were back in London or whatever. I can't remember what they were now, but I remember going, that's a fucking wild or strange or obtuse job. Or you've done loads.
I've had a lot of jobs.
You've done a lot of jobs. You're a hardworking woman.
I am a hardworking woman.
Hardworking independent lady.
What jobs have I had?
I don't know. I can't remember. But
one that I particularly really liked was I was working at a plant company on Columbia Road, and Columbia Road is like a really historic street in London where they have the flower market. So already it was so nice, that kind of history that was with it. And they were a really amazing company, and they did basically interior design, but with plant, well, interior and exterior, but with plants.
Yeah.
So we would do jobs for, I've done a job with them for like Gucci, Louis Vuitton,
Nice.
Gleneagles Hotel in Scotland. I don't know if you know, but it's a very famous hotel. And then like restaurants and bars. So that was basically doing design with plants, and that really actually did change my life, because I've always loved plants, but with them, I really learned a lot, and that was really awesome for me to get more like into plants.
You are a very planty person.
I am, yeah.
You like you are a part-time thief. You just like to kind of rob little leaves and stuff and bring them back to your house.
Oh, good. But you know what happened to me yesterday? So I was trying to buy, because at the moment I've got so I have a really skinny balcony, but it goes like along the whole of my flat.
That brings me on nicely to my next question. Go on, sorry.
But maybe it's about like, it's less than a meter wide. It's small. But I think if anyone says you can't make a garden, then they are wrong, because I have filled the whole length of my balcony with boxes. And it looks great. Like, I've really got very, very nice plants. And I do rob a lot of cuttings, especially because in Spain you have so many succulents.
Succulents? What's a succulent?
So a succulent is kind of like a cactus, as in it doesn't really need much water. But also quite often they have like a rosette shape, and they have petals, and literally you just take off one of those like petals or leaves and you put it on soil, and it makes a new plant. You literally just break a bit off and you put it in, and so you never need to buy a plant ever again. And so I've got some nice window boxes that my boyfriend gave me for my birthday, but all the rest of mine are plants that I've found. My dad does that. So I learned from my dad.
Yeah. It just said.
You can't go anywhere. It's like stealing a seed pod or like, taking
I do hope at some stage of my life, and that I do become like an efficient horticulturist. Is horticulturist just plants? Like yeah. So like, I would like to be like that as well. Like, I like the idea of being out. My mother and grandmother are very good. My grandmother before she passed was extreme. Like, used to get awards for having like the best garden in the region or the county or town or whatever. Like. And it's tasted like she used to have an apple tree and all that. You go back out into the orchard and pull out a few apples and eat them away, or just whatever. It's nice. It's a nice setting just to be able to chill in those kind of areas, whatever. But so that goes on between plants and creativity and design and houses and all that. We can't not talk about your neighbour. And wait till we show you the photos afterwards. So the neighbour. Go on, you tell.
So my next door neighbour, I live on a really nice street. Like, so in front of my house is all these like low different coloured little fisherman houses. And I live next to an artist who has a very interesting story, and he has painted his house with loads of dicks.
Yeah, like.
And one day I came home and I was a little bit pissed. And he was outside, and I saw him, and I was, because it's a bit of a myth, a legend. Those are these stories about him. Why is your whole house hand painted, like with dicks?
There's not a millimeter of the house, so the front of it
like
that hasn't a dick or a tit on it.
16 chapel of dick.
Oh, it's unreal.
Anyway, so I saw him, and I was like, I've always wanted to be friends with him, or like, something about it. So I came home, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night, and I was a little bit drunk, and I saw him, and I said, look, I've just got to tell you that actually your house is one of my favourite pieces of artworks ever. It's so incredible. I love living next door to you. It gives me so much joy. Every time I come back, I just love it. And so he's like, where do you live? And I was like, oh, that's my flat up there. And next thing you know, he's off at my flat with the measuring tape. Like, literally in seconds.
We'll fit 46-inch sticks inside this apartment.
And he was like, what do you like? And I was like, but I like plants, I like music, I like animals. And he was like, okay, I'm going to paint you something. What did he paint me? A massive dick. And now,
here's the photo.
I'll send you a photo to fit in it. And that actually, even the story behind of that is quite funny, because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, because obviously living next to him with the dick house, that's out there, but my one is out there. And the story was that basically Mr. England, so it's actually a real person. I'm really sorry if you see this, because I'm a little bit afraid that if he ever sees this, he's gonna like put a complaint against me.
Mr. England or your
Mr.
neighbour?
England. So my next door neighbour. So current Mr. England is half English and half Spanish.
This is the dick fella.
Yeah, and he is a beef eater, so he protects the queen. And so the rationale behind my dick mural is that I live in Spain and I'm English, and this guy is now my guardian angel. So he's painted this exact guy who is Mr. England with a huge dick, and the dick is wearing the beef eater hat, and I have a plaque saying this guy's name is my guardian angel.
Oh, sorry, this is the painting. This isn't the real person.
No, it's a real person.
Oh, it's a real person.
No, but my painting, I don't have the real person on my balcony in chains.
Oh, so he has painted a real person, an image of a real person on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who's Mr. England?
I'm not saying.
No. Like, why is he Mr. England? Is that his surname? Is that his actual surname?
No, he is the current winner of the Mr. England competition.
What's the competition based on? What are you getting tested on?
You dick.
I better enter it now.
I don't know. I literally got no idea what makes you Mr. England. But anyway, it's like, beauty pageant, and he is the current Mr. England.
Okay. So
the rationale behind it is quite interesting.
There's a story to it.
And so the piece of art that I have is it's not just the art, it's everything that goes in it.
Swinging dicks.
Yeah.
Nice. And are we going to expand? Do you feel you're just going to leave it?
I think that's enough for me.
That's
Yeah.
enough for you. Enough
Yeah.
swinging dicks for you.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
What's fucking? But your man got brought to court and all over the thing, didn't they? Not for your band, like for.
So now we're mates. So I've got to find out a bit more about him.
Is he Spanish? He's Spanish.
He's Spanish, and he was born in that house. And so for 12 years, he was working as for the government.
Oh,
and he was clocking in and then coming home and painting the dicks and then going back at whatever time it was, 6 or 8, and just clocking out. And he did that for 12 years until eventually his company was like, it's been 12 years and you like not here.
Yeah, you haven't completed one task yet. Like,
Yeah.
Who's his supervisor? Like,
you know, taking holidays and like sick days and everything. And so they took him to court, and he basically was like, "Fuck you! This is my masterpiece, Dick House," and they let him off.
They never took him to court over not turning it up for 12 years of work.
No, they did. That's what they took him to court for. And he was like, yeah, but fuck you guys, because I was doing this for 12 years and you didn't say anything. So obviously you didn't value me that much.
Yeah.
And I've been painting this masterpiece. So like, this was much more worth my time. I'm sorry that I'm not a worker slave. So fuck you. And they ruled in his favor.
Whoever was the judge.
So this is the downside of being self-employed.
Yeah. No time for dick pics.
Yeah.
It's a great story, though. I mean, honestly, you should. It's in Rusafa. It's not too far. You should walk by there, man.
The other thing that I do like about it, and it was interesting because he actually was talking to me about it as well, is that when I sit on my balcony and I see people walk past, everyone walks past and they're like, "Oh my god!" or like. So what's also interesting is the way people react to it and interact with it.
Do you ever see people interacting to it with disgust?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I can imagine, but like it'll be fucking unnecessary. You can imagine some Catholic mother with their child, like, but don't look at the penises.
Well, actually, this is a bit gossip. So one of my neighbours was throwing bird feed onto his roof, so there was birds shitting on his house.
How did she manage to land it up that high?
No, because there's 5 floors in my building and his is like 3 floors. So if we want, we can throw bird food. And that's what she was doing. And he went and spoke to her and said, he was like, why is all these pigeons shitting on my stuff? And found, kind of came to the fact it was her, but needs to catch her in the act. So he hid on it like this on the balcony and he caught her in the act.
Anyway, like, what age is she? What's her story? Is she just?
No, we're not going into that.
We're not going into that. Fair enough. We don't neighbour problems, I suppose.
No.
We don't know birds shitting on your balcony.
No, yeah, exactly. We know what she's capable of.
Yeah. It's better to remain unspoken about those things.
Yeah, we're on good terms.
Yeah. There was actually a girl, man.
She is the what do they say, like the jefa de los vecinos. Yeah, she does that.
Abuela loca.
Me and her are tight, and we're gonna keep it like that.
Shout out to Abuela loca.
Yeah.
Big up.
Yeah.
Oh God, man. Do you know what? We might as well fucking leave it there, man. I think that was a nice little piece to leave it on.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Cheers.